Fala pessoal, de boa, continuando a nossa gameplay do Skyrim Special Edition, de onde paramos na DLC da Dragonborn. E vamos lá.
I'm sorry to bother you, but Second Councillor Rano asked me to come find you. He said it's quite urgent. All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the Ash Spawn. Please, go speak to the Second Councillor as soon as possible.
No fan of the sun. It would be better than this.
Fui até pego de surpresa aqui, né, porque o cara veio direto falar comigo ali, a gente iniciou uma outra missão aqui da cidade. Então vamos conversar com o NPC.
Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Ravenrock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed. The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head. It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvain simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenrock. Ravenrock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenrock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes. Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open, but all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Ravenrock. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Don't worry, you can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Beleza, então a gente vai começar ali uma leve investigação. Vamos lá receber algumas informações nessa estalagem aqui, então a gente vai conversar com o dono dela, beleza?
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing.
Tranquilo, então a gente precisa ir numa tumba, que fica aqui mesmo na própria cidade, tá? É meio que o cemitério do lugar, tranquilo. Aí a gente acabou entrando ali também, e eu fiquei esperando um tempo lá dentro, até o momento que uma mulher acabou entrando no local. Então eu esperei ela ir para a posição ali primeiro, pra gente iniciar a conversa com ela e tentar entender se é ela um dos inimigos aí também.
Ah, excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here. I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer. Since there aren't any Ulins left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. What do you mean? I thought I was clear. I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dunmer. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
Certo, então agora a missão, ela nos manda pra voltar lá no cara que iniciou aqui tudo, pra gente repassar essa informação pra ele.
I hope Geldis proved useful. Have you made any progress? Telesu. Are you sure? So Geldis's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen. If you have evidence and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck. Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since. They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands. People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony. Villa Ulen wasn't the first Ulen to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulen, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb. The Ulen family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulen and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested. Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
Bom, agora a gente já tem um objetivo aqui, encontrar provas na mansão. Deixa eu só ver a localização dela. É aqui mesmo na cidade. A gente tem a chave aí pra entrar. Beleza. Opa, a gente já é recebido aí como? Na porradaria, né? Então realmente eles são os traidores e aqui a gente não tem muito o que fazer, né? É só eliminar as duas. Beleza, então vamos dar uma geral aqui na área, porque a gente ainda precisa encontrar provas. Como padrão, vou ir também lendo os livros ali, né? Só abrindo assim rapidão já, porque vai que aparecem mais missões. Não dá pra saber, é uma DLC muito grande. E é uma ilha inteira também, né? Então, o que pode ter de informação por aí nesses livros é bastante coisa. Vamos dar uma olhadinha em todas as salas, tá? É sempre bom. Moeda sempre bem-vindo. Que é a sala principal, né? O quarto ali. Ah, tá, deve estar aí dentro. Com certeza, é o nosso objetivo. As provas necessárias, né? Deve ter alguma coisa ali, naquele baú. Bom, aparentemente não tem nada de interessante pra gente levar aqui, tá bom, né? Já pegamos tudo aí. Vamos interagir com o cofre. Ah, tem uma carta ali, ó. Beleza. Deve ser ela mesmo, tá? O objetivo da nossa missão. Vamos levar embora. É isso aí. Agora a gente precisa levar lá pro cara as provas. E continuar a missão.
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet? Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice. Good. I'm going to send 2 of the best Rerenguard guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can. See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned for a long time. Be ready for anything.
Beleza, então a gente tem um novo objetivo aí agora, que basicamente é se reunir com os guardas naquela localização ali. Vamos lá, né? Já apareceu uns inimigos aí pra gente ir eliminando.
Ready?
É. Eu acho que é apenas uma armadura normal. Talvez não seja algo único, não. Fico na dúvida porque, né? Ih, rapaz. Eu pensei que os caras iam estar vivos. Eita porra. O cara até voou, fi. Os 2 guardas lá foi embora, hein? Ixi. É, rapaz. Os bichos é bruto. Pelo jeito a gente precisa entrar aqui, né? Então, é isso aí. Já que os guarda morreu ali na entrada, vamos fazer a limpa lá dentro.
Oh, there's something down there. I can sense it.
Dá uma olhadinha em tudo como sempre. Um cara subindo aqui. Rapaz, Serana, tu tava lá em cima. Eu não vi tu passar por mim. Como que tu veio aparecer aqui embaixo, subindo as escadas de volta? Rapaz. Eu, hein? Magia negra isso aí. Tá doido? Já tá como? Varando tudo.
What was that? I knew I heard something. That'll teach you.
Tudo tranquilo até o momento? Como sempre, apenas dando uma leve olhadinha pra ver ali
A little bit this way.
o que temos.
And... What? That was supposed to keep me out?
Who's... I knew I could. Hey, watch it.
Beleza, a gente tem meio que um portão ali pra ir abrindo. Vamos dando uma olhada de leve aqui, porque deve ter alavanca em algum lugar. Ah, já tá aqui do lado.
Huh, what's this?
Isso aí. Abrimos o caminho.
Who's there?
Inimigo aqui. Eliminar todos eles. Mais um portão aí pra gente ir liberando também. Tá nem escuro, pô. Ó. Tirou a tocha, lascou. Pelo jeito... Serana caindo em tudo ali, mano. A gente vai ter... 2 alavancas, né? Isso aí, beleza. Abriu o portão de boa. Só dando uma conferida. Pra ver se não tem mais nada. Ixi, aqui a Serena vai como, hein? Cair em tudo. Pera aí. Deixa eu só ver uma coisinha. É. Tem alavanca pra caramba. Ou eu fui cego e as três estão no mesmo lugar. Quer ver? Uma tá aqui. Falei? E é isso aí. Chegamos na parte final. Olha que coisa boa. Nosso objetivo tá ali, matar o cara. Já voou. Ai, ai. A parte engraçada é que ele não tá sendo reconhecido como o chefe da área, né? É outro inimigo. Doideira. Era pra ser o cara ali, né? Mas é o nosso objetivo da missão. Mas tá bom. Alguém passou correndo aí. A Serena tá aqui, eu acho que foi o cara. Vamos atrás dele rapidão, vai. Bom, padrão, dar aquela geral aqui e voltar lá no cara pra passar as informações pra ele.
Let's take a look.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Reverend Guard I sent to assist you? Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
Nessa parte eu passei um pouquinho de tempo aqui, tá? Pra gente entrar nessa casa é onde vamos encerrar a missão.
Way home?
What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude. Now, I'm certain Adril was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial. Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Councillor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
I'm sorry. It's this island.
E é isso aí, pessoal. Encerramos mais uma missão e recebemos ali uma casa e uma conquista também. Se gostou, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Valeu, falou e até a próxima.
All we can do is make the most of